Hi there, Deirdre here. So today, the 29th of January 2025, we have a new moon in Aquarius. So as we know, new moons are all about setting your intention for the month ahead, what you want to put in place, what you want to achieve, what you want to start on, what you want to complete. Whatever it is your intention is for this month ahead, to the 29th of January is the date to start to put that out there. So with new moons, and this new moon is in Aquarius, so the moon illuminates things. So when it's in Aquarius, it's illuminating everything that's Aquarian. So because the moon sort of tends to work with our emotions and our intuition more than anything else, and our creativity rather than logic and practicality, it means that this is a time where we're going to be able to see a lot more revelations, a lot more stuff coming to light, because we're really moving out of this energy of hiding things, of sweeping things under the carpet, of pretending things that are going on aren't going on. That energy cannot survive under the Aquarian age, because a lot of this has been caused by the water signs, or the planets that have been sitting in water signs over the last few years. And when you're in water, as you can imagine, water can be very murky. It can be beautifully clear too, but often, it's a very good place to want to hide something in water, under a rock, or under the dirt, or whatever might be floating in the water. And it's also a time where, with the water, where water can be very energetic, or it can be very slow and peaceful. But either way, and that can be an illusion too. As we know, we can be out on the ocean or out on a lake, and the weather can change like that. So one minute everything's calm and peaceful, and the next thing the waves are all churning up. So emotions are things, the water energy really gets us going emotionally. And therefore, when emotions are involved, we either want to speak up about them and make them loud and proud, or we want to bury them. It usually tends to go one way or the other. So with the moon in Aquarius, it's going to bring out everything about you that's a little bit quirky, a little bit unusual, but it's going to bring it out in a way that's very accepting, because it's the emotions involved. It's not judgment. It's not that's the wrong way to do things. It's like, this is interesting. This is a new way of doing things. How can I take this further in some way? So as we know, January's over, or just about over, and it's been an incredibly busy time. And this is not going to rest up for much longer. We're going to have, this is another very, very busy year. All of the 2020s are going to be busy, and they're just going to kind of get busier and busier. So this is why it's so important during these times that you have a silent space that you can go to. So whatever that means to you, it could be going for a walk, it could be being in the forest, it could be swimming, it could be just sitting on your own inside in a quiet space, listening to music. It could be in your own back garden with a cup of tea. It doesn't matter what it is, but it's really important that you allow yourself time to just be. Because when we're surrounded by busyness, all that busyness is very external. People wanting things from you, people expecting things from you, lots of stuff going on, coming and going, things changing all around you all the time. And so you don't have a lot of control over everything that's going on outside of you. But what you do have a lot of control of is everything that's going on inside of you. And so when we can be still, we sort of step back into our control and into our power, and we bring ourselves back to a space of equilibrium. So there's kind of two ways I look at doing this. Either you rise above. Now, rising above doesn't mean that this is a hierarchy system and you're rising, you're better than all the problems that everybody else is dealing with. It's more about looking at it from a higher perspective. And one of the best ways to do that is to put yourself into the third party position. So you're observing what you're doing, what's going on around you, what the people around you are doing, rather than being involved in it and being, oh, I wonder why I'm feeling this, or why is that person doing this to me? It's more like, why is that person doing this to Deirdre? Or why is Deirdre saying that? Or why is Deirdre going in that direction? You're observing yourself. So that's one way to get away from the busyness and the chaos that's going to surround us, or is surrounding us. And the other way is to drop into your heart. So, and this is when you just get out of your head and all the crazy thinking and everything that's going on there, or even if it's not crazy thinking, all of the busyness that's going on there, and drop into the stillness of your heart. And so a good way to do that is just to think, have a thought or a memory, and it can be one you use all the time, or it can be a brand new one, of something or someone that you absolutely love. Someone or something that always brings out the beautiful unconditional love and compassion and empathy within you. Because when you're in that energy, nothing else is going to phase you or sort of throw you off center. You're completely in the heart center where everybody should be. So that's two ways of using this energy. So as we're putting our emotions into Aquarian energy with this new moon, the emotional and sort of more I don't know how, I'm not going to say the nicer part of Aquarian, but the more humane or humanitarian part of Aquarian energy will be activated. So what you might find at this time, because he's going to, when the new moon moves into Aquarius, he's going to meet the Sun, Pluto, and Mercury already sitting there. So they're already amplifying all of that energy of being alternative, of being different, but also the energy of community, of humanity, and of the environment. So when we're putting our emotions and our intuition into this energy, into Aquarian energy, we're starting to see a lot more how we can connect with other people, what we have in common with other people, rather than the differences. And the differences that alienate us or make us feel very divided, they won't be as relevant at this new moon. It'll be a lot easier to see for you what you have in common with other people, as opposed to what you have that's different to other people. And even if you do notice something about yourself that's very different to that other person, with the moon in Aquarius, you can be very accepting of that. It's not this need to sort of differentiate or put a line between you and something that's different to you. It's more about, okay, you're different to me, but at the end of the day, we're both human beings. We both want what's the best for humanity, and so we can actually be on the same page with this. So, as I said, a lot of revelations are going to come out during this time because they can't hide anymore. So this, as I said, I may have mentioned to you before, these revelations can be as much about yourself and something you're going through, or something from your past or your history, as they can be about the history of the world, the people around you. There's all sorts of things that are going to be revealed. And some of these things are going to be quite shocking. And some of them you already know. And some of them, it's just been a matter of time before this actually saw the light of day. So, it's going to be very interesting times to see what is going to come out. But what's important is what we're going to do with this information. So this is where, with all the busyness around us, another thing is to be more and more discerning. And so with Mercury in Aquarius, it's all about going, well, not all about, but a lot about going down the rabbit holes and investigating all of those alternative theories and all those different things that are being presented to us. But with the moon there, we've got to be careful we don't get too emotionally attached to those things, especially if they're misinformation or they're something that's been taken too far. Because I think there's a lot of information out there that's true, but then it's sort of been taken a little bit too far, or expanded too much. And we've got to come back to what is actually real and what is actually true. So Aquarian energy doesn't do drama. I mean, we all have our own drama. So if you are an Aquarian, you will have your own drama you have to deal with. But in general, Aquarian people don't step into other people's drama. They tend to take a step back and observe. So this is another thing that we can really use this new moon energy for, is to not allow ourselves to be so affected by the actions, the emotions, and the beliefs of other people. To stay in your own energy, because that's what you have. That's where you have full control and full power of everything, is when you stay in your energy and don't allow other people to take your energy from you or give it all away because you think that's the right thing to do. So this is a lovely time with this new moon to set intentions for the community you would like to live in, for the way of thinking that you would like the world to have, for the ingeniousness and the innovation that Aquarius energy can bring. But really, this is a good time to see, new moons are new beginnings. So if there's something that you feel you could do to help the world in some way, whatever that might be, and it can be anything from a gesture of kindness to another person, to including yourself or other people in what you do. But just, it's time for us really to start understanding the power of community and the power of the people. So it's interesting with this new moon moving into Aquarius as well. This is very much taking us back to the time of the American Revolution, the French Revolution, and the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. They were all happening the last time Pluto was in Aquarius and affecting these other planets in this way. So this is a really big time for humanity. And this is where we really, Aquarian energy is about power to the people. So with this new moon, just understand how much power you have, and not the power to go and tell everybody else they're wrong and you're right and weld your big stick or anything like that. More about the power of positive thinking, the power of bringing people together, and of course the power of common unity. So enjoy this new moon, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.